Okay, hi, good afternoon to everybody. So let's take a look at the slide. Hopefully everybody can see the slides. Let's jump straight into it so that we'll have enough time to complete all the questions, because I just finished my primary school class and we were able to finish 12 questions, and I hope to do at least 15 questions with you guys. So let's Okay, if you want to say hello with your voice, you're more than welcome to, so that we have some energy in the room.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Had your lunch?
No,
Yeah.
How many of you had just had breakfast?
I never
Yeah.
have
Me.
breakfast or lunch.
No, then you'll be hungry. So try to have a meal as soon as this class is over. Okay, many of us tend to wake up a bit late.
Wait, anything over here?
What?
Okay, sorry. I thought my friend here.
Okay. So let's start with forces. How many of you had a media exam and did very well or did very poorly? Can you just share your scores on the chat? Just hang on. Let me make sure everybody can see. Okay. Just share your media scores if you have them. I got 87, 47, 57, 87, 97, whatever score you have. Just share so that we are aware of where we stand in terms of as you are sharing. So let me just remind everybody that you have to be aware of where you are in your science. Okay, also applies to all your other subjects, but let's talk about science. Then later you can apply the same to the rest of the subjects. If you are having an AL4, means you are currently at AL4. You're not going to be able to become AL1 magically or miraculously, okay, unless you put some work in. So the fact that you attend today's class is already a show of your eagerness to improve, your eagerness to learn, your eagerness to want to do better than what you already have, okay? So don't be disheartened by getting AL4s or below that, or too heartened by the fact that you got AL1. But just let me say this, that whatever you have right now is what you would probably get in PSLE if you don't change anything. That's right, right? Am I right? If you don't change anything, you get the same thing. If you change something, you change something, right? So if you want to change your score, you cannot be doing the same thing that you're doing. You have to change something. So what is that something that you have to do? Okay, is to be able to handle questions successfully. Okay, it's not just handle question full stop. Handle questions successfully. That means you get to the next step where the answer is correct and you are sure the answer is correct. And that level only comes if you are able to dissect the question very well and to know exactly what they're asking you. The moment you are always faltering on, I don't know what this question is asking about. I don't know what the teacher is saying. Teacher, I don't understand this. Mommy, I don't understand this. That means you're at a stage where you are not even able to understand the question. How are you able to answer and also check your answer? So there are a few stages that you have to get past. Your first stage is to be able to even understand the question. The moment the question looks very easy to you, that's the first step. Means like, oh, I think I can do this because I've done this before and I know how to work out a solution. Then the second part is, can you work out the solution to the accuracy required by the question? Okay, sometimes you can work out a solution but it's totally wrong. You are thinking something off track. Okay, so you got to be able to be on the ball with the question. know exactly where the tricks may lie. You have to be aware that there may be tricks. Okay, the questions are never straightforward because otherwise it's not an exam. We're not testing you to the limits. So we cannot have an exam where it just is too easy. So there will always be difficulty, and difficulty comes from giving you certain areas where you may miss, or you may get tricked, or you may not understand. So your job is to break down the question until you understand. Okay. And for that to happen, you need to be able to read question and also understand diagrams. Okay. Sometimes there are diagrams, sometimes there are no diagrams. Sometimes you have to draw your own diagrams. Okay. That's also true. So you might have to draw your own diagrams to be able to understand the question better. Okay. Okay. So let's stop chatting. Now I'm going to disable the chat. Let's stop chatting and distracting all of us in the class. We are here to elevate ourselves from an AL4 to an AL3. Or if you got an AL3, you want to get an AL2 or a 1. How do you do that? By listening to the expert in the room. There's only one expert in the room right now, although there may be somebody else who may be as good as me here, which I'm not sure of, because I wouldn't know, right? But you will know yourself. If you are an expert, then good. Share with your friends your expertise. Teach them. Do you know that when you teach somebody else, you become even better? Don't you think I become better every week by teaching you in primary 6 stuff? Actually, I should be doing secondary 4 stuff, but because I teach primary 6 stuff, I become very good in primary 6 stuff. Who agrees? Okay, all of you agree? Because I keep doing primary 6 stuff, then I become good in primary 6 stuff. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, so it's the same for you. If you keep doing primary 6 stuff, you become very good at primary 6 stuff. If you do primary 3 stuff, you become very good at primary 3 stuff. So please look at questions that are of your level and push yourself higher and higher. That's why on 88 Tuition website, we have questions of the basic level, intermediate level, advanced level, expert level. See whether you can handle those questions or not, step by step by step. Once you reach the expert level, which is come to my level, then you're going to be handling questions in the exam like a pro. No problem. Each time they give you a question, no problem. I can bring you for an exam right now and you should be okay. You should be fine. Am I right? There should not be a necessary where I say, teacher, you never tell me which date is the exam. Teacher, I never studied last night. Teacher, you never give me 1 month to study. Why? Why do you need that? You don't need, because you're already a pro expert. I can just give you. It's like a game. If you are good at badminton, I can bring you for a badminton game right now. If you're good at soccer, I can bring you for a soccer game right now. You don't need to study soccer for 1 month. Right? So if you're good at any subject, so make yourself good. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. The gist of the story is make yourself good. How to make yourself good? Practice these questions as much as possible. And you have them. You have them in your computer right there. You just click, open the 88 Tuition website, dashboard, and it's all there. Any question, any subject, any topic is right there. Okay. If you think you need math because you don't have math, go and buy math. Tell your mom, there's only 6 more months, right, to your exam, or less than 6, 5 months. It's already end of May. By the end of September, your exams are going to start. So you have June, July, August, September, 4 months. So I've actually overcompensated. I said 6 months, 5 months, but actually it's 4 months. 4 months. Okay, if you need math questions, maybe you don't need to go to Popular to buy more assessment books and have more books. You can just buy 88 Tuition Math and try them until you run out of questions. Okay, then you can go ahead and buy more questions. But what is the moral of the story? You need questions. If you don't have questions, get them. Where to get them? Online, in books. But make sure your study table is filled with questions around you. Every day, you need to be able to do something. Okay, I'm sure your teachers have been giving you enough questions. But if you want to get to the next level, you want to get to the expert level, you need to be able to do more than what your teachers give you in your own time, in your free time. Just play it like a game. I know you like to ask your parents for game time, phone time, screen time. Well, then you need to tell yourself, I need to have some science time, some math time, some English time, and some mother tongue time, just for the next 4 months. After 4 months, can you imagine you can have 4 years of playtime? Am I right? To the next major exam, which is O-level, if you are doing O-level. If you're not doing O-level, you're doing A-level, you probably have another 6 years to play. Why do I say play? Because it's not an exam. You can actually learn at a own pace. That's why the government is trying to remove as many exams possible, because we want you to learn, but at the same time, okay, play, all right, as much as possible to be able to have fun while learning. Okay, let's go. Enough of pep talk. So I guess you guys understand what this pep talk was for. Is for those of you who have 4 months left on the clock to be able to do something about your AL grades. Okay, let me show you. Once you get the AL, you may do not want to regret, right? You do not want to regret that you didn't do more. Okay, so you want to do your best. All right. The work is using a drill. So what are the forces that we are going to encounter today? There may be a few forces that we may encounter. Let's look at them. A worker is using a drill, and the statements about the drill are true. Which one is or are true? Okay. So whenever, this is how I do it in the exam, right? If it's true, I put a tick. If I want a false statement, then I put a cross. So I want to choose the false statements. But now I want true. P rotates when Q is rotated. A force has to be applied to make Q move. When Q is rotating, a frictional force opposes its motion or movement. Okay, so now we might need to bring down your poll to ask you what is the answer so that you guys are involved. Okay, please think carefully. This is already a trick question. I'm going to show you where is the trick. When Q is rotating, not P. When P is rotating, it is in contact. P is in contact with the surface. Okay. Please take note, with a surface. Hence, there will be this thing called friction. Whereas Q, I'm holding, I'm turning, there's no friction. Although you may say air, but for air friction to occur or air resistance to occur, the object must be moving at very high speed. The higher the speed, the more the friction. Now, you are moving Q, turning it, there's negligible friction in the air, and it's air, it's not even a surface friction. So QP will experience a lot of friction at this point, but Q will not. So therefore, C is not true actually. Okay. And therefore, many of you said A and B are true. So we can check the answer. I know you are very sure A and B are true. But C, there was a trick over there because Q is rotating, not P. So if I just change the letter Q to P, then answer C is true. But when Q is rotating, there's no friction. There is nothing is holding you back, opposing. You can just move it. All right. So answer is A. So I will be, no, the answer is D, sorry. Or the answer is D. Let me check. Is P is the drill bit. No, I'm going to say the answer is A, okay? This is wrong. Okay, there's no friction on part Q, only for P. Yeah, so rotating handle, there is no friction. P, there is a friction. I will also add in a few explanation here when I upload the answer later, okay? But I've already explained why in my through my voice, so that will be uploaded. But when I upload the document, I will make a few changes to this slide and upload the correct answer. Let's go to 2. Study the activities illustrated in the diagrams below. Which of the below activities show that friction is useful? Okay, the first one is painting. The second one is sawing, cutting through a piece of wood. Third one is climbing up a mountain, like rock climbing or mountain.